Hey guys, welcome to the Neglected Podcast. This podcast is not to change your mind, but to invite you into somebody else's narrative. This is a podcast to give a voice to the neglected. It is also an opportunity for all of us to engage.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Neglected Podcast. My name is Nick Schultz. You can catch me at Schultzy Time and for the Neglected. I'm here with, like always, producer Quinn. What's going on, Quinn? It's good to have you here. And today I have a very super amazing special guest that I'm excited to bring in here. And we'll let you introduce yourself first and go ahead and introduce your name. And
my name is Asmahan. I'm Syrian Refugee. I have been 3 years in US.
Mm-hmm. And Asmahan, the reason I'm so excited about you being on here is because, you know, for me, I'm trying to bring people on the podcast that I want to have a better understanding of, and not just hear things in the news, not just have other people talk about people that I don't know about, but really have situations become real. And especially with what's been going on in our country and overseas with refugees, and in Syria especially, it wasn't necessarily a personal thing for me. I didn't know anybody, and I reached out to a mutual friend that I didn't realize we had at the time because I never met you, and said, "Hey, do you know anyone that would be interested in sharing their story?" And they were like, "Yeah, we do." It's this woman named Asmahan, and I got to come over to your house and hear some of your story and where you've come from, and it was very inspiring to me, and super excited that everyone else gets to hear it. And so we'll just kind of get right into it, because I don't want to take too much time building everything up and just let your words speak for themselves. But like you said, you're a Syrian woman, Kurdish woman, and help us understand just what does that all entail? What was it like for you growing up being a Syrian Kurdish woman in the country and the culture that you were in?
As you know, in Syria, the Kurdish people has a special position because our country conquered by the Syrian government. And so we don't have a freedom. We don't have our rights like the other peoples, like the Arabs people.
Mm-hmm. What is it like for you to grow up Kurdish in Syria?
I remember when I was a child in the third grade, like 8 years old. One day I got sick and I didn't went to the school. And then the second day when I went to the school, the teacher called me and asked me, "Oh, why you was absent yesterday?" I said I was sick. She said, "No, I know why you was absent. You are Kurdish. You went to celebrate Nowruz." You know, she shocked me. I didn't have any idea about the Nowruz, what is Kurds mean, what is Arabs mean, because
It's okay, take your time.
So I just was like thinking, and I had a lot of question mark when she said you are Kurdish. So I said, what does Kurdish mean? Am I not Syrian? Suddenly I felt I'm in a place that nobody like me. Nobody wants me to be here. And as a child, can't understand all this. Yes, she grabbed a stick and approached to beat me on the palm of my hand. She did the first one. Then for the second hand, one student called the teacher, "Teacher, please. She looks sick. I don't think Asmahan went to the Nowruz." Then she said, "It's okay." After I went to home, I asked my mom what's happened in the school, and I cried. I said, Mom, what does Kurd mean? Why my teacher don't love me? I'm not Syrian. What is the difference between us? Why we are speak Kurdish? They don't speak Kurdish like us. She said, she tried to explain. She just said, oh no, we are Kurds. And our country is conquered from the Arabs in the first and Turkish. And in the same time, she was very happy because in that year was the first time that Kurds was celebrate Nowruz in Syria.
So that was the first time that you heard that you might be different and you didn't understand the differences between...
Yes. Yeah, so this is the first time that I know what is the difference between Kurds and Arabs.
And how long did you live over there before you came over to America? At what age?
I lived almost to 34 years.
Wow.
Maybe, yeah, around, yeah, almost 34, 33 years.
Wow. How did things either change for you or get worse for you once you found out that in third grade you found out kind of about your identity and who you were or who other people were telling you were? How difficult was that for the next 20 so years of your life and becoming an adult? How did you live with all of that?
You know, with this position or that situation, it was very hard to show. I know that shocked me and make me like I hate the other people.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
Mm-hmm.
But when someone hate a child for something he didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this so I never had Arabs friends.
Mm-hmm.
I almost all the time in the school I was alone. Maybe in the 6th grade I had Kurdish friends in the class. So I know I was happy because I had a friend. They spoke my language. Can we talk about the second time in the university? When in the university, one day the professor heard me. I spoke English in the class. So he told me to go out. And in Syria, the professor in the university had the power to
kick you out.
Yeah. The professor has the power to take me out the university. And one day I remember I was talking to my friend, and suddenly another Arab lady came and she said, "Why you speak Kurdish?" I said, "Because my friend is Kurdish, so I have to speak my language with her." She said, "Oh no, you don't have a right to speak Kurdish. You have to speak Arabic only here." Then she said, all Kurdish are heretics. So this is the second thing that shocked me. This is the second information that I know what the Arabs think about us. So we are heretics. I said, no, we are not heretics. We are Muslims, Christians, Jewish, as there is an Arabic, Muslim, Kurdish, Christian and Jewish, there is Kurdish too. She said, oh no, we don't think there is Kurdish. They think only we are heretics. We don't believe in God.
Wow. So you had that experience finding out what people thought in third grade, and then all the way up through school, all the way through university, you were looked upon that.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I can't imagine what that's like to feel that isolated when the majority of people view your identity as something like that, as a heretic, or you don't belong, or you have to speak this language.
Yeah, we don't believe in God.
Yeah.
She said we don't think that there is a God, that God exists. So,
wow,
it's ridiculous.
And how many languages do you speak?
I speak 5 languages.
You do. What are they?
Yeah. My native language is Kurdish and Arabic, and I study French literature. So I speak French. And I lived in Turkey for 3 years, so I speak Turkish too.
Wow.
And now I'm learning English.
And you know English, yeah.
Yeah.
Which you speak very well.
Thank you.
You do. And I'd like to talk about, because obviously you are here in America right now, and what brought you to America when you came over here? What were the conditions or circumstances why you came to America?
As you know, in 2011, a revolution started in Syria. The people want to shut down the president and the government. So then turned it to a war between the two sides. And our situation was very dangerous, not only for me, for all the people in Syria. And the moving to the city, to the village, was very dangerous because some roads was controlled by the oppositions, some road was controlled by the government. So, and as Kurdish, I was in more dangerous situation. Yeah. Because the opposition says, oh, the Kurds support the Assad, and the Assad say we are support the opposition. So I think we have more dangerous situation, and definitely because I'm from Afrin, because after we say a period,
yeah.
After a period from the revolution?
Period of time.
Yeah. After period time, the oppositions start to arrest the Kurds from Afrin. Because there is a village in Afrin, they are the people that are Alawi.
You're doing fine.
So, as Afrin, as a lady or as a person from Afrin, I had more dangerous situation. So I cannot move free.
Yeah, you're not free to move around.
Yes, freedom. In Syria, I was a French teacher, and during the war, I lived in my husband's village. So there I taught French language in the public school and in private, it's not school.
Just private lessons kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And private lessons. And one day, a student called me, "Oh, teacher, you know, you are teaching a heretic language and you don't wear as a Muslim woman." He said, "You know, I support the Islamic State." In that time, I think the Islamic State was in the big. How can I say? In the beginning of founding? It's right. The Islamic State was in the beginning of founding. I think it was in the desert, something, yeah. in the northern Syria.
Okay. So you had a student explaining that to you?
Yeah. And then he said, I'm going to the war, and I came to the class too.
Wow.
And he came to the private lesson, not in the
Right.
the public. So I stopped for a moment. I said, am I safe?
Wow.
Yeah. Because when he came in the public school, it's different when someone came to private lesson.
Right.
So I felt I'm in danger situation.
Right.
And I always was watching the door. I felt someone will come to arrest me. Because I felt he's not a normal student. He's not only came to learn the French. And I was 18 years old in Syria. Everybody can have a gun or weapon to fight.
Right.
So after that, like 2 or 3 days, what we call a man in the village who is responsible about to do paper, like
The mayor or a government official.
the government,
Official.
the mayor.
Mayor.
The mayor, it's a right one. After like 2 or 3 days, a mayor came to my house and told my husband, your wife is not safe in this village.
Wow.
You have to leave. I asked him why, because he said, because someone tell me her name on there was a Nusra. A Nusra. Her name was on the Nusra's list. So they want to arrest her. For the first time, I said, no, I will not leave. I will stay with our people. What's happened to them? Because I'm part of them, and they are part of us.
You don't want to leave.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't believe. I said, no, we can defend ourselves. But because I have kids, I'm not only myself. So I have 2 kids. So I had to leave.
You're
Yeah.
doing it more for your family.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to leave. Then we decided to leave the village. Because they was on the way. They was coming.
They were coming to get you.
Yes, they was coming to the village.
Wow.
So we moved to Afrin. We left from my husband's village to Afrin. After we got there, the second day, they got the village, and they arrest like 100 say people or men, people, 100 people from the village. So we survived, but some of my husband's family had arrested by them. So my teacher in the Kurdish language was arrested.
Wow. So a lot of people you knew were arrested.
Yes. There is something we didn't say. I taught Kurdish too. Can I talk about that? Then you will arrange everything. Yes? Okay. Because in the village, I didn't taught.
You were fine. You also taught.
Okay, I didn't taught only the French language. So during the revolution, there was a Kurdish schools. They taught the Kurdish language, and because I'm as teacher, so it was easy for me to learn Kurdish faster than the other people. So I got 2 grades in short time. And in the same time, I taught the Kurdish language. So this was the first time that we studied our language in the schools. So this was one of the reasons why my name was on the list in the Jabhat al-Nusra.
Because you were teaching it.
Yes, because I taught Kurdish language. And because the situation of the village, that my husband's village was surrounded with the Arab village. So a lot of the students came to that village for private lesson, for French private lesson. They came to the public school. So I was like a famous teacher. Okay. Sorry, don't.
It's an honor to have you here, being a famous teacher.
Yeah, because in Syria in that time, there are not a lot of French teacher, and in that region, I was the French teacher in that region. So a lot of people came around.
Right.
Yeah.
How did you eventually travel to America? What was your way of transportation to get here, and how dangerous or difficult was it for you?
So I went to a UN office to register my name to go to another country, but not Turkey. I didn't want to stay in Turkey. The officer said, you can't travel. We can send you to another country. This office not for to take people as refugees. I said, if you don't you register my name, I will go swimming, flying. Yeah, I'm leaving Turkey. Oh, he said, why you talk me in this way? Why you are angry? I said, because I have a kid. My kid has to go to the school. He said, oh, the Turkish government permitted Syrian kids go to the school. I said, yes, maybe the government permit, but the people, they don't accept us. My son, every day, he went to the school in Turkey for 3 months only. Every day when he came from the school, he cried. He said, Mom, I don't like this school. All the kids call me, you are, what we say for someone, steal something?
A thief?
A thief?
Thief. You steal something?
Yeah, the Syrian are a thief. Syrian people are not good people. So, with a child in 9 years old, it's a hard position. He can't understand. One day my son came and said, me, Mom, I will kill myself. So in that day, I went to the UN. I decided to leave and go to the UN to register my name to go to another country.
Wow.
Yes. And I tell you how it's very hard to register your name. Even it's our right. In Turkey, it's very hard. You can't practice our right. Then we, after
I guess, how long did it take you after you registered your name to be able to go?
Yes. After he registered my name, he said, I give you 0% that you will travel to another country.
0%?
Yes, 0%. I said, it's okay, no problem. I just want to practice my rights. Yeah. Then after 1 week, someone from the UN called me and asked about my husband's name. Yeah. And they asked me about his phone number. They talked to me. They asked me about some information. Then after 1 month, they gave us an appointment to make an interview in Ankara. Then after 1 year, we came to US.
Wow. That must have been a very long year waiting.
Yeah.
Wow. And how did you travel to the U.S.? Was it on a plane? Was it on a boat?
No, with the plane. We travel with the plane.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a UN officer in Turkey who guided. Say guided.
Greeted. Yeah.
There was an UN officer who guided us to the plane, and we travel with 4 plane. How can I say we changed? I say can say I changed 4 airports.
Yep. 4 different airports.
4, yeah, and we changed different airports, and in each airport there was a UN officer. So we never had any difficult to moving to know which one is our plane, what time. Yes.
Wow.
So
Was that the first time you or your kids had been on a plane before?
no.
Okay, so they've at least had some experience on a plane. And you knew you were coming to America.
Yes.
They told you were coming to America. Did they tell you where in America you were going to? Because you came to Savannah, is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes.
So you knew.
Before one week before we came, they told us where we are going.
And you probably knew nothing about Savannah.
No, I just Google it and I watch a picture. I want to see how it's look. It's a big city. My husband really liked because he checked the weather. He said, "Oh, it's a hot place, so I think I will like it." Yes, so we checked on the Google. So we say we have to see what it's look like, this city.
Can you maybe just share a little bit about what that was like for you emotionally to leave someplace you didn't want to leave, but you had to leave because it was dangerous, your home, and then come to a place in America where you were going to be hopefully safe, but you'd never been there before, and you're going all the way across the world. What is that like for you to maybe feel good that you're going to be safe, but it's scary going to a place you've never been to before and leaving a place that you called home? What is that like to travel that? Because I've never experienced that before.
With our position, the necessary for me was to get a safer place, and my kids go to the school. So I just was imagining that America is like in the movies, like because in my country we always watch American movies, big city with noise. So this I imagine it's we will go like a very big city with higher towers. But when we came, it's for me it's not. I didn't shock. It's not shocked me.
Yeah, so you were ready for it almost.
Yes, because 1 year we have been 1 year.
Yeah, you're waiting.
Yeah, 1 year after we register, 1 month after registration, they told us that we are going to the U.S., but we didn't know which state. 1 week before we travel, they told us that we are going to Georgia.
I think one of the hard things for us in America, just speaking for Americans, to understand is what it's really like for someone to be a refugee or live like a refugee when you are forced away from your home. And maybe you can just share a little bit of what does that do for you as a person, but as a mom with kids, what does that do for your mind and your heart? Like, how does that affect you? Because I'm sure it still affects you now because of things you had to go through there. What does that do for somebody to live like that?
Travel to any country, it's for refugee. As refugee, first I want to tell you something, that the refugee don't have a choice.
Right.
He don't have a choice.
You're not going on a vacation.
Yes. So and like my position in Turkey, so I can't stay there. So the UN, if choose any country, I'm agree. Maybe for another, for someone else, it's different. Maybe he can say, "Oh no, I don't like this country. I don't want to go to this country." We didn't have a time because my kids was out of school.
Right.
They had to go to the school.
Yeah.
So when they told me US for the first time, it was very hard, and I cried because I know it's very hard. It's very far. So I say, if I go to US, I will never see my mom, never see my sisters. And I think this is so when we traveled to 11 hours. I failed. I said, I will never see anybody of my family. No mom, no dad. After I get to the US, 1 year after I get to Savannah, my mom died. My mom died in Greece. Her file was US too. Yeah, but because she had illness, and in Turkey they told us we don't pay for the medication, so you have two choice to go to the UN. If the UN pay, we will give you the medication. If the UN don't pay, you have to travel to Europe.
Wow.
And because we didn't have a time, my mom had a virus in her hepatitis. So we didn't have a time. We had to take her to somewhere to get treatment. But when she moved, she traveled to go to Germany. She stayed. She got very sick in Greece, and she died there. And I cannot go to see her for the last time.
Right.
So right now, I don't feel my mom died. I say is somewhere. She's around us because I never see her.
Right.
And sometimes people ask me, do you want to one day to go to Syria? I say no. Because right now I feel my mom exists. So if I go to Syria, I will not see my mom.
Right.
So that time I will know that my mom died. So it's hard to be a refugee. It's very hard. I think some people say we can visit our country. I'm not sure about the law. Some people say, but for me, I don't want to visit. I don't remember something good to visit it. Because now my country, Afrin, I born in Afrin.
Right.
It's conquered by Turkey. So, no place.
Right. Where are you going to go?
No place to go.
Yeah. What are a couple of things that you miss that you love to do when you did live in Afrin? Whether you were a kid or an adult, what are things that you just miss and you love to do, and that's what kids do. They had fun doing this, or as an adult, you got to go do this, and that was part of your culture. What?
As Afrin's geography, is mountain. So when I was a kid, each summer we went to the mountains. My village are in the mountain. We visited. We visited our grandparents, my mom and my mom's parents. They had a big house with big trees, lemons, like apple. They plant the vegetable. So we never went to buy anything to cook.
Just all
we
there.
had everything.
Wow.
Yeah. And we always went to the mountain to get I don't know, crab. Sometimes I forget the name of the fruit.
Okay.
The crab.
Yeah, sure.
That we make wine with.
Oh, the cranberries or the
No,
grapes?
grapes.
Grapes, yes.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So we always went to the mountain to get the grapes from there. Even it was very dangerous ways. There no like how we can say the route. It's with
Like paths,
no paths.
roads, paths.
No paths. It's
No.
all rocks.
Oh,
no,
just rocks.
there's no route. No route.
There are no paths anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Even it was dangerous. We walked like maybe 2 hours to got the farm of the grape to get the
Yeah, I think it's those kind of moments that when you actually realize that we're all people, whether someone's a refugee and you don't understand them at all. It's just those simple things that you take for granted that you don't get to do anymore. You know, that's what you grew up loving to do, and you were forced to not be able to do that anymore because it wasn't safe. And in Savannah, there's no mountains in Savannah.
No.
So you're not going to go pick grapes in the mountains in Savannah. But, you know, what have you enjoyed since being here, either in Savannah or in America, that maybe you weren't expecting, but you like it or your kids like it? What are a couple things in America that you've enjoyed?
in America. First, we felt we are safe.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing, I never believed we will have friends, but I was surprised of the people of Savannah, how they are very
Hospitable.
hospitable.
Yep.
How they are hospitable, they are smiling. So when we came, and people say hello or they smile, that give us some like a peace. As a refugee came to US, we don't know anybody, we don't have a friends.
Right.
So this is smile. Even it's not something too much but it was very meaningful for us. So we felt we had peace. We felt we are in a place that they like. Mm-hmm. They like the refugee. Because I imagined something different. I said, everybody will look us. We are different. Mm-hmm. We are, yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. But no, when we came, everything wasn't like what I imagined.
To me, that's such an amazing thing that someone saying hello
yes.
and smiling
yes.
makes that big of a difference.
Yes.
It just speaks volumes to how anybody can make somebody's day, can make somebody feel loved. Especially, they might be smiling at you and have no idea what country you're from, why you're here, how you got here, and know anything about your story. But just by smiling and saying hello, it still makes you feel, like you said, peace and welcomed and loved. To me, that's amazing.
Yes, and I think the Lutheran Service and the Women Club of Academy had big role too. Mm-hmm. We made people with different nationalities.
Yeah, so let's explain that just for a second before you do that.
Okay.
So you're talking about Hope Academy.
Yes.
Which we have Heather over here with you.
Okay.
And they teach English and bring together women and families of people that are from different countries.
Okay.
And kind of explain that a little bit.
Okay. And the Hope Academy had a big role.
Big role.
Role?
Yes, you got it.
Okay. I will. And the Hope Academy had a big role to gather refugees
Right.
from different nationality to teach them the English in the church. So I think was very helpful for me and for the other refugees to feel more comfortable, to have friends, because in that place we gathered, we had like sometimes parties, praying. So, and it's a chance to to know another culture, another like maybe religions. So I think this was very helpful for me.
Yeah, that's what I love about the Hope Academy and what Brian and Heather do. It's bringing together people that have, you know, you've suffered and went through something very difficult. You're in a place that is not home, and yet you're celebrated for who you are. It's whatever your religion is, you're welcome here. Whatever country you're coming from, you're welcome here.
Yes.
And even if it's being held in a church, we're not expecting you to believe what we believe. We just want to love you. Like you said, we want to smile and welcome you and really celebrate you. And that's what I love about what you get to do with them and other refugees. It's not just come to Savannah and hopefully we'll find people to tolerate refugees. It's let's celebrate. They didn't choose to come here. They want to be with their families at their homes, and they can't be. So let's celebrate who they are and love them while they're here. And that brings me comfort and joy that we have people here that do that for someone like you. And I can obviously tell it means a lot to you as well, because you smile when you talk about it, and just being able to have friends when you come here and how big of a deal that was for you. And your family, hopefully.
Yes.
Has it been hard or easy for your family to get adjusted, your children as well?
To make friends?
Yeah, to make friends or to go to school, or how has that adjustment been for your children?
No, for the school, the first day, because 3 years, I think 3 years, 4 years, my kids never went to the school. Especially for the little one, she was 5 years old. And she never went to the school, not in Syria, not in Turkey.
Wow.
So when we got US, she was 9 years old. So imagine, 9 years old, she never went to the school. So the first day when they went to the school, it was like a big success for me. I was very happy. I said, finally my kids went to the school. And for the language, they went to the school that has ESL program. So,
which is English as a second language.
Yes. So I think in 3 months, my son was speaking English. So this was very like
he's very advanced.
Yeah.
Smart like his mommy.
Yeah, in 3 months he spoke English.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges now that you are living in America? What are some of the challenges that you face, whether they're big ones or small ones? Was it hard to find a job? Was it hard to find a place to live? When the refugee comes here to America, how difficult are those kind of things to do?
I think here, as refugees, so the Lutheran Service here helped us to find. When we came, the Lutheran Service was renting.
They were renting. But they were working on a place for you to stay before you got here, right?
Yes. I think the Lutheran Service had a big role to find a home for us before we get to US. And they helped us to find the jobs too for me and for my husband. They registered the kids in the school. So, as refugees, the first time we came to US, so we don't know the law. Yeah, which is school it's good for my kid. So they help us a lot of time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And are they still helping you, or what is that process like? Are they still helping you with things that you do?
Yes. They still helping us a little bit with the schools. If we have a problem with the meetings, yeah. And when we ask them to help, they can. They help us.
Yeah, because I imagine that can be a hard thing for you because, just putting English words into what you want to say and make sure people understand it, even just for this interview. Like if you're in a situation somewhere else and you don't have somebody helping you and you're trying to communicate something, that could be very frustrating because you probably don't want to say the wrong thing. And like, it's nice that they're letting you figure things out on your own, but you still have someone you can go to help you if you really need it.
Nice.
So that's nice that they're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. All right, I'd like to just talk about kind of the U.S. and pulling troops out and just kind of how that's affected you. I'm trying to figure out how to word it, but I'm just going to go with it if that's all right.
Okay.
So one of the things I did want to bring up, and it's not because I have a political or religious agenda to do so, but just how our country's decision to pull troops out of Syria has affected you here, or especially affected people that are still over there. What was that like for you to hear that we were doing that, and just all of it, because that was a really big deal for you?
When the first time I saw in the news that the U.S. government decided to pull out the troops from Syria and the Turkish government attacked the Kurds, as Kurdish woman, I was sad because they are my people. I can't say, oh, it's okay. No, it's not okay, because there is a big country coming to kill my people. Kids, women, they killing everybody. And I think the Kurds need a help. Maybe not help to take the American army to fight in northern Syria, but because America is a place of decision. So, and with this position, with Turkish aggression on the northern Syria, the Kurds are in very, very dangerous situation. So I hope so that the American people can press the government to find solution. To find another solution, like moral
solution, yeah.
Like a moral solution to protect our people. Our people defending their land. They don't defend for money or for something else. I didn't write anything here. Because, in US, I watch the news. People think we want the American army go to fight. No, we don't want the American. But because America is the place of all decisions, America can make the balance in the Middle East. So I think my people still need the help. So, and I believe that the American people can do something for us. I know there is a lot of friends who support us, who fighted with the Kurds allies against ISIS. So
Part of the reason we do this podcast is because we want these kind of conversations to happen in real life in our community, where people are going out of their way to find out what someone else is going through and just learn from them, like we're doing right here, like everyone's learning from you. So do you have any ways that just ordinary people can make a difference? You mentioned smiling, you mentioned waving. What are just simple things that anybody can do to help someone else out, especially someone in your situation that might go just beyond a hello and a wave? Is it helping with English? Is it just coming over to your house and be nice to your kids? What are just simple things that people can do that show love to you or your family?
I think the smile and hello.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so those two acts.
Mm-hmm.
So those two acts, for me, I think it's for everybody. It's in like not from the city, make his like more comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
feel peace. So.
And what about being like invited to someone else's home, or just, does that happen very often? Like being asked to come over, like I would invite you to my house.
Yes.
Would that be a meaningful thing to say, hey, come spend time with my family. We want to cook you a meal, or have your kids come play with my kids. Is that a good thing, okay thing to do?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. For me, it's not, I don't have a problem.
Okay. And then I can just drop my kids off at your house too. Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
All four of them? All
sure.
four of them. All right.
Sure.
Because I will say that I don't like warm drinks, but the warm tea that your husband made when I came over to your house was one of the best drinks I've ever had in my life.
Oh, thank you. I will tell him.
I tried to tell him, but you need to tell him in your language too, because I don't know if he fully
Yeah.
got it. So it was fantastic. All right. Well, I would also, because we forgot to do this at the beginning, would you like to say anything to people over in your country, or the Kurdish people in your language, and then kind of share with them or with us what you'd like to share to them?
Yes. So. سلاوی من جهمو ملتی مال روجاوارا هيا بيجي يبقى بيجي صدف بيجي ملتی کرد اتخازم تشتكي جوار بيجم پر ملتی امریکا هيا او بشتقريا ودكن وان باور بن سركفتن يامية بيجي كردستان بلا كرد هبن.
Was that a private message, or were we allowed to know what you said?
No, I just say, I greeted.
Uh-huh.
I said hello to the people in the northern Syria.
Okay.
So in my language, we say Rojava. The northern Syria, in Kurdish, it's Rojava.
Rojava.
Yes, I say hello to YPG, YPG, and SDF, the people who fight at ISIS. And yeah, that's it. I said, long live Kurd and Kurdistan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
fantastic.
That's it.
That's
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
That was good. I think I could learn that in 3 months, just like your son learned English in 3 months. It wouldn't take that long at all. No problem. All right. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about before I kind of do our closing stuff that you can think of?
I think my message for the American people, I didn't talk like.
What did you want to say to the American people about the war that's going on over there?
No, I believe that American people can make change. So the Kurds still need help, and I believe that American people believe in the other people's rights. So I know there are a lot of Americans who supported Kurds, and we still need a lot of voice a lot of people to contact the congressmen and to get the Kurd voice to not only to the American government, to the world. So I hope we got a help from the American people.
Thank you. That was great. And then I just had, it was really good. And I had one last question I forgot to ask.
Okay.
And I don't even know if I put it on here, so I'm sorry. Oh, I did actually, I think. I used to work for a church. I was a pastor, and I would just love if you have any perspective on where you came from a country and coming to, a Christian country, what most people would consider a Christian country. And is there anything that you thought or stuck out when you thought maybe you were coming to a Christian country, or what people who go to church are like here? And what have you found out?
To be honestly,
Please be honest.
okay. First, when we was in Syria, I imagine in US, there are no religions.
Mm-hmm.
People don't believe in God. They don't believe that God exists. So, but after we came and I saw basically Savannah, we say basically or definitely?
Basically is good.
Okay. After we came to US and basically in Savannah, I said it's very, I can explain I don't have a word in English. It's not closed, not open.
Welcome.
No. I'm talking about the religion. You know, Heather, when I was in Syria, we think that here, because no religion, so everybody can do everything. Like, I never saw someone in the park, they had like a sexy situation, So how I can, sorry. Sorry.
Can you please say that on camera?
Sorry.
There's too many sexy situations here in America.
No, because for the kids, like, because I have a kid, so I don't want we imagine in the street, in the park, everywhere. I'm sorry.
So you mean like...
I'm sorry, it's not funny, but...
It is funny.
But we imagine, because we have an idea that no religion in US.
Uh-huh.
So we can watch everywhere people do something. Yeah.
People are kissing and...
Yes. Maybe kissing is it's something normal we can accept.
Touching each other and being open with their bodies.
Yes.
Okay.
So we had this idea, but after we came to Savannah, no. So I love Savannah.
I can tell.
Yeah. I love Savannah.
I know.
Because, it's so... how can I explain this? We can see this is... we say people when they say bye, this is normal. Mm-hmm. But this is normal. But we imagine something like with the connection with the body, but not with no clothes. But we imagine that.
So basically, you thought America was going to be very open and immoral. You can do whatever you want in public.
Yes, please don't record the first one that I imagine there no religion. Please, please, I don't want.
But that's okay though. It's because people need a perspective of like what people outside of America think. That's a big issue here. Is we live in a bubble where we think everyone looks at America and we're perfect and everybody wants to come here, and it's
because we didn't have information. So what the government say, we only had one channel in Syria, one channel in Arabic and another in English, work only like 6 hours. So we heard from the people. So we didn't have any.
We have one last question. It was, you've been here in Savannah. Have you been to any other places in America? Have you traveled anywhere else?
Yes. I lived 1 year in Savannah. after 1 year, I moved to Michigan. We stayed there like for 10 months. Then we moved back to Savannah.
And you saw snow.
Yes. The weather in Michigan is very, very cold. Yes.
Are you interested in traveling to any other places in America? So
No.
You ready?
Moved?
Not
to
move, move, just travel to visit.
Yes. Maybe in Washington, D.C. California.
All right.
Yeah. Just traveling, not
I know.
moving.
We're not moving you anywhere. We're just seeing if you want to travel.
Because I like Savannah. I really like
Well,
Savannah.
good. You're welcome here.
Yeah. Thank you.
You stay as long as you want.
Thank you. Forever.
Forever. That's fine. You stay here forever. I know that'll make Heather happy, so that is no problem. No problem at all. All right. Is there anything else anybody wanted to?
Can I just the last because I said long live Kurd in Kurd, so I want to say long live US too.
Okay. You can use the microphone though.
I love America. Long live America. Thank you. Okay.
Asmahan, I want to thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate you and your family, and we'll catch you another time. And Quinn, thanks for producing. City Church, thanks for hosting. And this has been The Neglected. Peace.
Thank you.